Should you celebrate, Bentley, if you score against your former side? We saw Morgan Gibbs-White in the penalty shootout. I think it was the penultimate one.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even the penultimate one.
It was the second before last, right?
Yeah,
that's penultimate.
Okay, I get that. I understand what it means. But that was a bit of a weird one, and I understand that he didn't have the best of times at Wolves, but so I'm kind of torn. Like, so I can give you a couple of examples.
Okay,
right. I think it also depends on your relationship with the previous club and how you left that club. Right, that's massive. So again, I scored against Ipswich Town when I was at Derby. Didn't celebrate. Respect for the football club. Gave me the opportunity to become a professional footballer. Do you know what I mean? So they're responsible for my development. So when I scored against them, there was no way I was ever celebrating against them. No chance. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I'll give you two scenarios where there was a Spurs one.
This is you?
Me.
Okay, this is
left Spurs. When I left Spurs.
Left Spurs, right.
Wasn't a great break. Obviously, support didn't really get on with the supporters. Didn't like me. I didn't really like them.
What? Can I ask why that was?
I don't.
Did they know you're an Arsenal fan?
No.
I don't think it was known, right?
It was never known. But even before I got there, and I get it, some of them were like, we didn't need to sign him because they had Defoe, Keane, and Berbatov, and the relationship just wasn't good. So then,
I find that very bizarre because Spurs were buying a great striker.
But listen, they don't see it that way.
Okay, all right. Anyway,
but the first game was down at White Lane. I missed the penalty when I got taken out by Gomez. Missed the penalty, so they were on my case from then. And then when we played them at Stadium of Light.
For Sunderland,
scored after about 40 seconds, celebrated like an absolute maniac.
Okay.
Maniac.
Can I ask, did you think about this before the game or it just happened? And it was getting rid of all that stress?
All that stress. And they were behind that goal that I scored at.
Right.
So can you imagine, I scored that in and they're having a goal. I run behind the goal, someone out of the crowd throws a bottle from the Tottenham fans, tries to hit me with a bottle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper, me and Fraser Campbell run
Dr. Pepper, like you remembered the name of the bottle?
I even remember the bottle.
Right.
And
Dr. Pepper.
That just fueled it even more. That they try to throw a bottle at me. You know what I mean?
That's disgusting,
yeah.
isn't it?
So there was that scenario, and then probably the worst one that happened to me.
When you say worse, you mean funniest?
It was funniest, yeah. But again, left Fulham, didn't have a great time there. It was a bit of a weird time for me, but didn't get on really well there with the supporters. They'd give me a hard time when I was there towards the end of the season. We got relegated, so I can understand the frustrations. I go to Brighton on loan, score against Fulham.
Where are you on loan from?
I'm from Villa.
Right,
so I've gone back to Villa.
Right.
Go to Brighton on loan. First game for Brighton is who? Fulham. Who I'd been at the previous season. Score at the stadium, the Brighton Stadium, lovely stadium by the way. Do it before Adebayor. Run the full length of the pitch. I don't do what he's done, slide in front of him, but I just cut my ears if to say like what he's saying. Come back and beat us 2-1.
Oh, so you scored the first and you lost 2-1. That's amazing.
Lost 2-1.
The Adebayor one, I'm looking at my producer. Is that what we've got? I want to talk about the Adebayor. Have a listen to this. I mean, we are discussing players celebrating against their former sides. This is probably the greatest fun ever. This is nuts. You've just mentioned it. Have a listen.
And now something else has happened at Eastlands. An extraordinary event. Don McGuinness.
It is Manchester City 3, Arsenal 1, and I'll tell you what, Adebayor is an idiot. He's just scored the goal. He's raced over to the Arsenal fans to celebrate, and I'm talking the full length of the pitch here. He's powered in the header from Sean Wright-Phillips' cross. The Arsenal fans are going bananas, and Adebayor is a complete fool.
See, mine, when I think about that, mine was just past the halfway line. So
he's gone the whole. Isn't that when the fans were like they were ripping chairs out?
Honestly, when that happened as well, I remember watching that when he scored and watching his celebration. The sprint that Adebayor put in to get to that other end. I am surprised none of them Arsenal fans jumped over the barrier. I tried to get him.
Yeah, so am I actually. There was a goal that John Joe Shelby scored for, I think it was 4 Swans against Liverpool from the halfway line and didn't celebrate. Is that right? And it was like a ridiculous goal, but didn't. See, I think it's interesting because I always was under the impression as a striker, when you score a goal, you completely lose yourself for maybe 2 or 3 seconds. But for him not to celebrate and for you to celebrate, etc., you're obviously in control of your thoughts the minute the ball hits the back of the net, right?
Do you know what it is? You are in control, but it's just surrounded. So you'd have conversations before, like, oh, if I score, am I going to celebrate? Am I not? Like, it's almost like you know, do I celebrate? Do I not? But you'd have conversations before. Someone's put one here right, which is mad because I forgot about this one.
Good.
I was at Burton one night against Sunderland.
Right.
Now
you were playing for Burton against Sunderland.
And I had fantastic times at Sunderland, unbelievable times, right? And I'd said to myself before the game that if I scored, I wouldn't celebrate. I said, you know what, I'm going to score. If I score, that's it, right? And the only reason I then celebrated when I did score was because of the amount of stick that I took while I was warming up. So mid-game...
When you say stick, serious question.
People scream like...
Nasty, racist?
No.
Right.
No racism.
Just Bent, you're useless or whatever.
Yeah, you might... All that kind of stuff, right? So I'd make... On the coach, I said to myself, I ain't doing it. And then when I'm warming up, I got up, trotted off, nothing. Then it's like they realised I was there, and then just obviously, as I was warming up, I got it.
So they got to you.
Yeah, as I was walked onto the pitch getting it, as I was going for a throw, and at the time they weren't getting on with their own player. So there was one occasion where me and John O'Shea, the ball went out for a throw on, and someone went to get the ball. Me and John O'Shea were walking towards the touchline, and the fans were going ballistic, and we just looked at each other and went, "Is it for me or is it for you?" Because he was getting it from the fans as well.
Why was he getting it?
Because they were like, that was Sunderland were having a tough time.
Okay.
And so it was one of them where I said I weren't going to do it, but because I was getting that much stick, and every time I touched the ball, every time I went near the side,
did that make you more determined to score?
More determined.
That's amazing. So the fans basically made you score against them.
So when it came back to me and I headed the rebound in, of course I celebrated. I didn't plan to.
Okay. So overall, because I want to put this out, it's an interesting one. Like, fans have obviously got their own views on this. Do you think, firstly, what Morgan Gibbs-White did was okay?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can you understand a player not celebrating? So for argument's sake, I think I'm right in saying Frank Lampard for Man City scored against Chelsea, didn't he?
That
did happen.
I understand. You talk about that all-time record goal scorer. I spent over 10 years there.
Didn't celebrate. That's fine.
That's fine. That's a respect thing. I understand that.
Okay. So in some situations it's okay not to celebrate, but others it's.
You think Frank, Chelsea legend?
No, without a doubt. I think Morgan Gibbs-White played under 100 games for Wolves over a long period of time. I
think there are some circumstances where you got, like, if Stevie G had ever left Liverpool and then scored against them forever,
he would do it.
But you get that. You think he wouldn't celebrate, would he?
Yeah.
But if you've been somewhere for like a couple of years, come on.
Yeah. There's that famous one. A lot of people probably. I haven't got text or Twitter open or whatever, but a lot of people will probably talk about Dennis Law's back heel against Man United where he didn't celebrate.
Remember Paul Ince?
For who?
For Liverpool against United. Did he score the equaliser?
Did he not celebrate?
He went mad.
Yeah.
Did he start kicking the boards and all that?
Yeah. Like Ketspire.
Yeah.
Is it Ketspire in Newcastle? Yeah. Okay. Listen, it's a great question. Should you celebrate against a former side? And if not, or if yes, what's the circumstances surrounding it? Be interesting to hear what you, the football fan, think. We're not even talking about kissing the badge. Quickly kissing the badge. Is that stupid or what?
That's not stupid. But if you've been there a couple of minutes, no, don't kiss the badge.
If you've been there a couple of minutes, even if you want to say it to the fans, I'm with you now.
Yeah, they'll just go, come on.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that?
No.
You've never kissed the badge, have you? Not even Ipswich?
No.
Your club is who? Ipswich?
Yeah. I'm an Arsenal fan, but Ipswich
no, I know, but they're the ones that found you.
Them and Charlton, yeah.
You've never kissed that badge?
No.
Okay. Out of choice, or you just didn't?
Just didn't think about it.
Okay. If you did, would it be weird?
No.
It's fine. So it's okay to kiss the badge?
No, but I went to Brighton for a month. If I'd have kissed their badge, that's weird.
Yeah, okay, fine, all right. Okay, lots to talk about. This will be fun.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.